OiX.Global, when I thought of this idea, idea was to fill a gap. And the gap, I could see the gap in the industry because of my experience. In the past, I have worked for several government contracts. I have worked for Obamacare. I designed performance systems for Obamacare infrastructure. What you call is systems infrastructure. And I have worked with government standards. I understand where is the gap in the industry as for the blockchain industry and what can be done. And when I talk to people in the industry, like I've talked to different government officials, and what I've learned, they have initiative, and there is certain gap. And I see that as an opportunity to fill the gap. What is the need you are trying to fill? That is the question I always ask. Where is the gap? What is the solution you're trying to bring? That is the key. Having said that, with my experience in government infrastructure as well, and other financial services industry experience as well, I could bring a knowledge of blockchain. I could bridge them all together, and the solution, Government Cloud, came up. So OiX Government Cloud is essentially an infrastructure, a framework. It also has open identity framework. So this framework put together and built with infrastructure services and blockchain technology. So this will speed up government agencies in different part of the world. We have been talking to different government agencies in different part of the world. I can't speak about that. I don't have liberty to talk about that right now. When we go public about that, we'll share more information. But that was the initiative came up with, and this OiX Government Cloud gives that advantage to government agencies to speed up that deployment of blockchain. Like you must have heard, certain countries are using for citizen services. For example, in India, they have deployed the land registration on blockchain. That process is ongoing, but that's a great solution. Wherever you have to enforce a check, need to track a history of a transaction, this is the best technology to use up there. It can also avoid several scams, financial transaction scams in government. This can bring more visibility into the government departments wherever the transactions are getting happen. On top of that, even DMV can make a use of blockchain. Transport industry can make use of it. Anywhere the payment industry can make a use of it. It can bring the cost down for the customers and the banking industry as well. And so it can do for government as well. So OiX Government Cloud is a solution which we have built. And this, not only we have built a solution, we have also built a solution which is compliant. When I say compliant, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that, as I said, this is a global services. We are operating in different part of the world. So if you're working in UK, for example, we are taking the instructions or the followings of, say, G-Cloud by UK. We take those standards and implement into our solution. So if you're working with UK government and we're giving them a solution, we'll conform to that law. And essentially, if you're working in the United States, we have FIPS compliance. We have NIST. We're following NIST standards. We follow FedRAMP standards. These are open standards. We have built our solution around that, taking those knowledge and using that into our infrastructure. And when the government gets into the play, when we have a customer who are actually using it, of course, they can enforce it, they can customize it for much more compliance. So if you want to have, say, for example, additionally, for example, we have CSA compliance, which is a generic one. But if you want to go on fifth level, you want to change the fifth level to say if you want to have 1024-bit encryption, or you want to increase that to 2048-bit encryption, that is possible. Of course, that's a service. You chose a service to be, much more secured, increase the encryption for data at rest or data in transmission, and all those things can be implemented, and we facilitate those deployments. Well, I see competition. Let's talk about competition. What are the competitions? We do have Microsoft blockchain enabled government cloud. If you need a solution for Microsoft, you need a solution for Microsoft. What do I mean by saying that? If you want to lock in yourself with the Azure-based environment, if AD is the answer you're looking for, yes. If your environment is closed with Windows, and that's what you need, then that's what you need. But if you need an open government framework, if you need infrastructure which is more open, we can take advantage of proven open source technologies, then this is the answer. I mean, different part of the world, different government, they have different cost associations, and government buys everything. In terms, when I say that, what I mean to say that government does have Amazon Government Cloud, and they do have Microsoft Azure Government Cloud as well. So government choose to diversify their investment into different technology, and they want to take best advantage of the options available. We present ourselves as an alternative option. We are new in the market, and that is okay. There's going to be some time before we have gained some ground, we get some growth in this industry, but then so be it. We are here to give a solution. We do not expect to have these big buys completed in 1 day or 2 days. This marketing, this instill of faith within the government will take some time, and that's what we're here for. We're here to render a solution which government and people can trust equally.